Hey guys, good morning. Anthony here. It is Friday, September 15th, 2023. And today we're going to look at the first chapter of the book of 1st Enoch. That's right here. And I'll put on the YouTube video, I'll put links to this book from the God Culture. This is the R.H. Charles version of 1st Enoch, but it has a lot of added features and research that was done by the God Culture that I think you'll really get a lot out of reading this and studying it. This book is scripture. It was kept by the temple priests. It was found in the Qumran scrolls. There's just so much behind it. The Apostle Paul, Luke, John, Jesus himself quoted from this, and a lot of the New Testament theology is from 1st Enoch. So it's going to bring you answer a lot of questions that has been kept from you because of modern day Pharisees that don't want this book to be read and to be taught as scripture. Jubilees, in chapter 4 of Jubilees, which is also scripture and was used by the temple priests, affirms 1st Enoch as well. And so with that, and there's just so much background information in here that they go through. I highly suggest you go on Amazon, spend the $20, get this book, and if not anything, just read through it and understand. There's so much that could be drawn from it, especially the chapter in Scripture of Genesis chapter 6 where it talks about the giants, the Nephilim, the fallen angels took women of men, which were human women, and it just goes into a lot of detail on that of the fallen watcher angels. But today we're going to look at just chapter 1, which is just this piece here. And I read this because there's so much going on in the world today. I see so much on social media where people are saying, I can't wait to be raptured. I can't wait. Jesus is coming soon. He's going to take us all home. And then the world's going to go to hell in a handbasket. Well, that seems to be what Hollywood pushes over and over again in all of its movies. And if Hollywood's pushing just one line of something, you know something's up. And then more importantly, a lot of churches do teach this pre-tribulation rapture doctrine, which so many people that call themselves Christians hold on to as truth. And when you look at the scriptures, like so many of us did, in context, and I was a pre-tribulation rapture person for 20 years, just about 20 years. And so when I looked at scripture in context and I did more digging and research and seen what it really says, I don't lean that way anymore. So that's why I'm doing this video, hopefully to help people do more reading into scripture and some of these other books like 2nd Esdras, 1st Enoch, and Jubilees, which I think are very important to get a better, well-rounded view of what's really going on. So I'll start with verse 1. The words of the blessing of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and righteous, who will be living in the day of tribulation. Enoch tells us in the first sentence, the blessed and elect, which are believers, will be living in the day of tribulation. We will be going through the tribulation, when all the wicked and the godless are to be removed. The wicked and the godless will be removed. The saints will be going through the tribulation. And he took up his parable and said, Enoch, a righteous man, whose eyes were opened by Elohim, saw the vision of the Holy One, that's Yahuwah, God the Father, in the heavens, which the angels showed me, and from them I heard everything, and from them I understood as I saw. But not for this generation, he says, but for a remote one which is for to come. And that's the end times generation that he's talking about here. And Enoch is the first person that ever wrote anything. So this book of 1st Enoch is the oldest book in history. Nothing predates it. No rock carving, no cave carving, no Epic of Gilgamesh, no Pharisee fraud that's put out there. Nothing predates Enoch. He's the first scribe Jubilees chapter 4 will affirm that as well. Concerning the elect, verse 3 says, I said, and took up my parable concerning them. The Holy and Great One will come forth from his dwelling, and the eternal Elohim will tread upon the earth, even on Mount Sinai, and appear from his camp, and appear in the strength of his might from the heaven of heavens. And all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake. That's the watch of fallen angels. And great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. And the high mountains shall be shaken, and the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before flame. This verbiage sound familiar? Sounds just like a lot from Matthew 24, from Daniel. And the earth shall be wholly rent in asunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish, and there shall be a judgment upon all men. But with the righteous he will make peace, and he will protect the elect. And mercy shall be upon them, and they shall all belong to Elohim, and they shall be prospered, and they shall all be blessed, and he will help them all. And light shall appear unto them, and he will make peace with them. And behold, he cometh with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment on all. This is the second coming that Enoch is talking about. His holy ones are the holy angels that he's talking about. And to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of the works of their ungodliness, which they have ungodly committed, and all of the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. So we see in this first chapter of Enoch, if you go back and look, you'll see cross-references to Romans chapter 16, Genesis 21, Micah chapter 1, Matthew chapter 24. It goes on and on. And this confirms that, just another text that confirms that the elect, the righteous, the saints, will be here during the tribulation. Even Revelation attests to this, saying that the Antichrist goes after those that are keeping the commandments. And the ones that keep the commandments and follow Torah are the elect. They always have been. And there's nothing in Scripture that says they'll be taken out and be spared from the wrath of the Antichrist, not the wrath of God. They will be spared from the wrath of God, which is the second coming, which he judges the unrighteous, and their lot is in the lake of fire. The holy and righteous and elect go into the New Jerusalem. Okay? So this is just a taste of First Enoch. I highly suggest you get this book. I will put the link in the description box, and I would say to those that are holding to this pre-tribulation rapture, if you just think about it long and hard, it doesn't make sense. Look what happened. Just go back to Noah and the flood. What did Elohim, what did Yahuwah do? Did he take all the evil people? Did he take Noah, his 3 sons and their wives, and Noah's wife, and rapture them, and then, take them up into the clouds? No. He was with them when they went through the flood, and he took the unrighteous out. He judged the unrighteous and killed them. So and even Psalm 23, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, your rod and your staff, they comfort me, for you are with me. He doesn't take you out of the valley of the shadow of death. He's with you in the valley of the shadow of death. He's your comforter. He's your helper. And it's no different in the end times, in these tribulations that are coming, in this tribulation that's called the Great Tribulation that's coming. We will be, if we're alive at that time, we will be here to go through it. The saints will be here to go through it. So that's my video today, just touching on First Enoch. I'll be doing more videos because this definitely needs more explanation. I've also will attach a few videos that I did on the rapture, and also the God Culture has an extensive lineage of videos. Just on First Enoch alone, I think there's 50 videos on the whole book that goes into depth. So I'll put a link to the God Culture channel, and you can watch those videos as well and learn. And don't let the modern day church hold back things that are scripture, things that were used by the temple priests, things that the writers of the New Testament drew upon to write and quoted. First Esdras, Jubilees, First Enoch, Second Esdras and First Esdras, Enoch, Jubilees were quoted by the New Testament writers. They deserve your due diligence. Okay? Anthony signing off. Take care. Yah bless.